Well, Di, congratulations on the appointment. Obviously, a step up for you from your previous role. What attracted you to the CEO's position, the top job?
Thank you, Andrew. What attracted me was that the whole strategies behind the business were really based around product and brand, and to take on the position, really, I am able to lead the way through the decision-making process. So therefore, I decided to take that role because of that.
What did the previous role do to prepare you for this role?
I had 13 years with Hallenstein Glassons and heading up the Glassons business, so obviously very much a retailer across Australasia, so very much customer focused, and so bring with me a real customer focus through that, and also one of my strengths is around product, so focusing it on getting to know the customer and knowing who the customer is, and delivering on what the customer needs are.
So when you joined Pumpkin Patch, or in fact you rejoined Pumpkin Patch last year, because you did have an association with the company previously. So what is it about the Pumpkin Patch brand that gets New Zealanders passionate? And do you think that that's a passion that the brand still has?
I think that before I started with Pumpkin Patch, I really wanted to make sure where the customers were at with the brand, and that I would have something to work with. So we did some external market research on where the customers were and what they thought about Pumpkin Patch, and what came back strongly from that on a global stage was that the brand is held in very good stead in people's mind as to what they stand for. It came out quite solidly that they hadn't really heard a lot about Pumpkin Patch and where the brand's going and what it stood for the future, and I guess that starts blurring as to what Pumpkin Patch mean to our customers, and so I guess the first stage is that Pumpkin Patch is a strong brand, but we need to be starting to communicate and delivering to what our customers want from us, and that's the start of the strategy, really.
Do you think you might have fallen into the trap of just becoming another children's clothing brand?
I think so. I mean, the business has been through, for such a young business, has been, been through a lot. It rolled out very, very quickly. It was one of the first children's wear operators across Australasia, and rolled out pretty quickly, and also rolled into the UK and the US, and the economic doom and gloom hit, and whether that was part and parcel of what actually went on. The fact is that they've gone through huge growth. They've had to pull back on that growth through the UK and the US, and that was really to get rid of the non-profit centres within the business, and that was a very good decision for the business to pull out of those markets. But we obviously still own the database throughout those markets, so which work very, very well. Those turnovers through our online sites are still one of the highest turnovers in sales from our online site. So if there's any positive that came out of that, was really that our customers still love us over there.
What about the essence of Pumpkin Patch? What is it? What is the brand defined as being in your terms?
The brand is defined around knowing about kids and celebrating children, and celebrating that children's space. And I guess the strength of the brand, there are a lot of operators both internationally and in the local markets that have adult brands that the next part of their growth strategy is to open up the sideline into children's wear, and a lot of those focuses are a lot of the trending, the deliverables on the garments, and the whole value equation is really diluted down from adults wear. And Pumpkin Patch is a brand, we first started this brand initially around the love of children, and really trying to provide what kids and parents alike really wanted for their children, and that is being redefined, which is around quality, ensuring that, you know, our garments are absolutely the best quality so that, you know, they can be handed down throughout the family. Children keep growing, you know, but definitely the garments can be handed down within the first 4 weeks of a season, and there was no change after that. And, you know, customers with internet shopping and you know, the busy lifestyles and so on and so forth certainly want an evolution of change and newness coming in and new information and new stories being told. So that's certainly a working target to get all of our supply base getting stock movement and new influences coming through, and getting a rolling stock turn into the business so that the consumers will always see something new in the store. You know, there will be dependable clothing that will change in colour that they can always come and get, and that there's always going to be something there for them.
When you look at the kids, though, as you mentioned, they're pretty discerning about what they want. How much do you actually research the youngsters in terms of what they're looking for?
Well, we've done quite a lot of external research, but also internally, you know, even part and parcel. I mean, I'm a retailer through and through, so I feel very comfortable working in the stores, and spent quite a lot of my early time at Pumpkin Patch working in New Zealand and Australia, working with customers, and do so pretty much pop into stores every weekend, and I'm always happy to, you know, help customers out, give them information, tell them where we're going, what we're doing, but you know, you do see from the research and also the connections that all of our executive team have with our customers is the fact that, you know, children are making decisions earlier, and there is, you know, differences with the gender into the decision making process, and also who makes the decisions for the family. You know, there's a lot of grandparents buying for children, you know, with mums and dads working. A lot of grandparents are very involved with what they buy for the children, but definitely, you know, kids at particular ages are making the decisions on what they want to wear, and you know, there's no holds barred as to that's what I want, and you know, if you haven't got it, then I'll find where it is. Yeah.
In terms of the channel distribution strategy, of course, we know that there's been much greater emphasis within Pumpkin Patch around online. Could you see a point in the future where your bricks and mortar will go? This will become a wholly online business.
I personally don't think that bricks and mortar will ever go. I'm a really strong advocate on that. A brand has to have different connections, and part of that connections is you know, through bricks and mortar, and every touch point that the consumer has with us is about experience. So whether that's being able to touch the brand and understand the brand through you know, walking into store and touching and feeling garments, and interrelating with staff and seeing the creative installations that are in there to see what everything's about. Obviously our online websites need to portray the same image about the brand and how our connections are within the customers, and really all those spaces have to be, you know, it is one brand, so regardless what channel you're in, the brand needs to be in synergy across all of those spaces. So therefore, you know, it doesn't matter to the consumer, they shouldn't have to worry, you know, and you know, oh gosh, I've got to get online and do this. At the end of the day, we're there to ensure that we make it easy for the consumer, and whatever the way they want to shop with us, they need to understand the brand, and it's our job to ensuring that they do understand the brand and that we are providing what the customer needs.
You mentioned that it's been a roller coaster ride for investors and shareholders. What's your sense about the shareholders at the moment and their expectations clearly on the company being able to push forward on its strategy? What will be your emphasis, and where will you place the emphasis on that strategy in the future?
Obviously, yes, we have been through a lot of ups and downs, and I can say that, you know, in the last 2 to 3 years we have dealt with the bad performing areas of the business, and you know, the markets are tough in New Zealand and Australia, but we're not just in New Zealand and Australia, we are multi-channelled globally. We have got a lot of opportunities with our international partners, with wholesale and with franchisees. My job right now is ensuring that our foundations are absolutely secure for us to take on and platform on that growth, because there are opportunities, and I will only take those opportunities when I think that we can leverage forward. We need to, we've got a very good supply base, but the changes that I want to do to the business model to make it more fluid, to ensure that we're totally engaged with our customers' needs and be more light-footed when it comes to stock and be more in tune with the customer. There's a lot of development that is currently happening in that space, and yes, Australia particularly is tough in the market. But there is big opportunities. So all I'd say is, the opportunities are there. I feel very confident in the future of Pumpkin Patch and really taking that space back that it deserves.
So do you think it's really trying to get back to your roots more about what you were doing in the early part of Pumpkin Patch, looking for the value adds, the value drivers, and repositioning the brand, as opposed to trying to take it into a whole lot of new directions?
Absolutely. It's certainly not trying to take it into new directions. It is about, leveraging off what our brand originally stood for. And the only change to that is that consumers have changed their behaviour. So making sure that our connections with our consumers are much more light-footed, and that we can deliver on what the consumer wants from us. But the essence of the brand is really back to its origins, which is about children and celebrating children, and everything that we do is about children.
In terms of the team that you've got here, you cover a wide field, design, creative, and everything as much. How much growth do you think you will require within your existing resources, or do you think your staff levels will be maintained fairly consistently at current levels in the future?
Our staff levels, we've got an extremely good executive team. One of the decisions to take this position was, I believe, in our executive team and their ability and capability to leverage this brand forward, and their full support in the strategy around brand and product moving forward. I don't see that we are increasing staff. Of course, we will bring in and open up the doors to any connections and relationships that really need, get us to deliver on where the brand needs to go in the future. But no extra staff as such, and really just redefining the strategical intent and ensuring that our team deliver on it. Yeah.
And just finally, of course, there's been a bit of focus on the fact that you are the first woman running an NZX 50 listed company. What has that meant for you personally?
There's been obviously a lot of PR about the fact that I'm the only woman. To be honest, I only really realised that the day after I was appointed, so it was news to me. But it's lovely to be recognised as that. I've certainly worked hard in my own performance to take it to the next level, and and thankful that the board are very supportive in my position going forward, and what I can do for the business.